Food has always built community. We celebrate, form new relationships, and comfort our friends with the help of our local restaurants. In these uncertain times, we still want to support and honor our local restaurants, so we'll continue bringing you new episodes of Check Please Bay Area, recorded earlier this year.
Oh my gosh, I could go for that right now. I felt like I was in space when I walked in. It just melted in your mouth. I wish I had more of that.
Everybody do the big slurp.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by
At Redwood Credit Union, we help people achieve their financial goals together, offering customized full-service personal and business banking for the North Bay and San Francisco. Redwood Credit Union.
Total Wine & More, offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More, now with 9 Bay Area locations. TotalWine.com. The Bay Area airport that's close and reliable. iFlyOAK.com.
It's the national recognition for healthcare equality. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sbrocco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area diners review and talk about their favorite restaurants. Here's how it works. We have 3 guests, and each one recommends one of their favorite spots, and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. This week, a special treat. Some very hungry tweens are here at the Check Please table. Ava, an aspiring makeup artist, digs into dim sum delights at her family's favorite Chinatown spot. And sports fan Bobby's favorite table is smack dab next to the pizza oven at his hip Italian eatery in Redwood City. But first, Caroline, a triple threat singer, actor, and dancer, practically grew up in her grandpa's pizza joint, which makes her a tough critic when it comes to any other restaurant's pizza. Luckily, she thinks her new spot consistently hits a hole-in-one with their pizzas and pub food. In San Francisco's Mission District, it's Urban Putt.
If you've never been to Urban Putt before, it's a great thing to experience with your family. Kids love it. It actually makes everyone here a kid, because even if you're 50 or 60, you come in here and you feel like a kid. It started with Steve Fox, who is our founder. He and his wife, for years, had hosted these impromptu mini golf competitions in their house. And one of the keystones of it was you'd have to build your own hole and bring it with you. So friends would come with these holes that they would build. And he had this idea, hey, I'm gonna start a mini golf course. And he built this amazing wonderland in the Mission. Because we don't have 3 acres to work with, we have a few thousand square feet. When you look around here, we had to go up or under or through, cramming some pretty interesting things in a tiny space. We have little nods to San Francisco everywhere. We have a Day of the Dead hole. We have our version of the Transamerica. We have our version of Sutro Tower. I would recommend playing first, because as the night goes on, we can get pretty busy and there can be a long line. And so if you come play first, then you can have a relaxed time on the course, and then you can join us upstairs for dinner. Think of it as sort of elevated pub food. Everything is with a playful tone to it, so classics, but we try and give them our own twist, like we do with everything else here. People ask me all the time what the course record is. I have to say, I have no idea. I don't ever keep score. And you know what's funny is I see our scorecards all the time, and they're always half filled out. You realize it's just fun. I just think people enjoy being here and having a good time.
All right, Caroline, before we talk about what you scored on Mini Putt Putt, how did you discover this fun spot?
So I was turning 10 years old, and my nanu and grandma always want to do something with me on my birthday, and I've never heard of it. They were like, let's go to Urban Putt. It's a mini golf place. I was like, oh, the food's not going to be great because it's just going to be like greasy pizza and this hot dog. but then the restaurant is upstairs, and I went up there, and it's just a great ambiance.
And it is. It's that kind of industrial feel, isn't it?
Yeah. So everything is gear themed. So that was also really cool. Like the pizza stand was gear themed, and I just felt really magical, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I felt like I was in space when I walked in because everything was neon. There was a lot of purple in there, and it was really cool. It felt like you were in a spaceship.
Yeah.
There's this one part where each time I go, I always get excited. It's like a submarine theme room, and like there was lights everywhere, and it made like your shirts look neon, and like everything was just so creative. And one of them had like instruments, and when the ball would fall off the railing, it would like play the drums. It was just really unique.
Yeah. Now, you have pizza expertise. Where does that come from?
So my nanu used to own a restaurant called Paradise Pizza and Pasta in West Portal, and I grew up there. I used to pretend to be one of the waitresses, and I got all the details of how pizza should be cooked, how it should taste, the consistencies, and everything. So everywhere I go, if there's pizza, it has to be right, which is why Urban Putt, if I like the pizza, which I do, it's a big deal.
We got a pizza with mozzarella and basil, and I enjoyed the pizza. It could have been a little bit crispier, but I liked the mozzarella and how it balanced with the tomato sauce, so I enjoyed that a lot.
I also had the cheese pizza. It was kind of funny because it was so hot that everything fell off when I lifted it up to go eat it, and everything fell off, like all the cheese and the mozzarella fell off.
Did you pick it back up and put it on the pizza?
I picked it back up, and then I ate it. It was fun. It was really good.
You like the pizza?
Yeah, I loved it.
What's your favorite thing to get there?
Definitely the chicken and waffles, and if I bring someone who's never been there, I have to let them try it because usually they've never tried it before. And I think most people think like, oh, chicken and waffles, that's a weird combination, but once they try it, most people really like it.
Yeah, I also had the chicken and waffles. They were really sweet, and the chicken was very crunchy on the outside, and it was really soft on the inside. And the waffle wasn't soggy at all. It was really crunchy too.
Right.
Yeah.
I also had the chicken and waffle skewers. I think the waffles were light and airy, and I could eat like 5 of those because the waffles were just so good.
After the chicken and waffles, what do you usually get when you go?
So my dad had to make me order vegetables, and it was a special, so I don't think you can get it every time, but it was deep fried zucchini, and I tried my best not to eat it at all, but in order to get dessert, I had to, and I had it, and it just tasted like a French fry. So I actually really enjoyed it, so I was very surprised because I don't really like zucchini.
Well, it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get your vegetable in, but it's deep fried.
Yeah.
Right?
I had pretzel bites. It came as one big pretzel, not pretzel bites, but we cut into it, and it was really salty, but it was also kind of sweet, and I really enjoyed the pretzels.
Now, did you have anything else?
Yeah, I did have the truffle fries. They were really crispy and warm.
And they smell really good, don't they?
They smell awesome when they come out, yeah. I also had the fish tacos. They're really good. Usually I like the fish deep fried, but this one was grilled. It was still really good, and I still ate all of it.
Now, did you kind of eat and then go play golf? Or how did you handle that, Bobby?
I played golf first, and then I ate after. Because I wasted a lot of my energy playing golf, trying to win.
What was your favorite hole when you were playing the golf?
I think I liked the one where it was the earthquake. Everything was shaking.
I liked this big hill, and if you got it through the top hole on the hill, then your ball would go through a little path on the little hill, so that was really cool.
That was really fun.
What's your favorite thing to get for dessert?
I usually get the ice cream in a waffle bowl since it's just easy and light. And everyone can get their own, so you're not fighting over one thing and like reaching across the table. So that's what I usually get for dessert.
All right, Caroline, your restaurant, give us a quick summary.
If you're looking for a family restaurant with elevated food that kids and adults will enjoy with great entertainment downstairs, then Urban Putt's the place to go.
Okay, and Bobby?
If you're looking for a very fun and unique place to go that has amazing food, Urban Putt is the place to be.
Okay, and Ava?
If you're looking for a fun place to go at night with your friends with great food, Urban Putt is the place to go.
All right, if you would like to try Urban Putt, it's on South Van Ness Avenue at 22nd in San Francisco. It's open every day for dinner and brunch on the weekends. Kids are welcome until 8 p.m. and after that it's 21 and over only. The average tab per person is around $25. Ever since she can remember, Ava's enjoyed huge family meals at her favorite Cantonese restaurant. Just thinking of those fragrant dumplings, savory shun mai, heaping bowls of chow mein noodles fills her with nostalgia for Chinatown's Lai Hong Lounge.
For about 20 years, we've had a restaurant of some sort in San Francisco doing dim sum. Our cuisine is more Cantonese, but also more the countryside of Canton. That's where my parents are from, and that's where they get their inspiration from. Dim sum means little heart or little piece of a heart. It's like little appetizers, little dishes. They can be savory, they can be sweet, they can be meaty, and they could be vegetarian. It's made to order, so everything comes out fresh and steaming, piping hot. So we have 130 items on the menu. So the best way to order dim sum is to gauge how many people you have in your party. Typically 2 people, I would say choose 4 to 6 dishes, but more the merrier. Monday through Friday, we usually get our usual locals, the ones that live a couple blocks away, that. And then during the weekend, it's more like family. That's how we grew up too. We go out and we get dim sum with our grandparents. A lot of people come here, then we pretty much known them for the amount of years that we started. And I've met a lot of friends here. It just feels so homey, and I really enjoy that environment.
So Ava, your family has been going to Lai Hong for a long time. Why is this place so fun?
Well, I love the atmosphere because they have really good decorations. They have like red and gold decorations. It's kind of loud, but the food is what makes it the best. My earliest memory was for dessert, we would always get this mango jello fish. They would just bring it to the table, so that was like a 5-year-old's dream.
Well, they do have a lot of cute food, don't they, at this place,
on
right?
the menu, which I liked how they showed the pictures of the food, so I got an idea of how it would look like.
Right. Yeah. Did you like ordering the way that you get to order these dishes?
Yeah, so you get the menu and then you cross off the things that you want and they come out one by one. It's not like they bring everything out at once, because if they did, that'd be very overwhelming.
Right.
I've been going there for so many years that I kind of know like what they have, and
but it's fun to explore sometimes, right?
Yeah. I
Fun
think
to
for
explore.
first timers it will be confusing, but the more you go, the more you get used to it.
Right.
Yeah, I also have a suggestion. I'd say that you should get there early, because I went at 12 to 1, and there were so many people. I think there was like a 1-hour wait.
And then also, if you want the dim sum, they usually only make it for brunch unless they have like leftovers from earlier in the day. They sometimes have it during dinner, because we usually go during dinner, and we ask about the dim sum, and they say, oh no, like we sold out during brunch because it's so popular.
So what, in terms of dim sum, did you start with? How did you?
So every time we go out to a Chinese restaurant, my family, we all share a bunch of food, so we all try a bunch of different things. And we got like green beans, this fried rice, which was great because I love it when fried rice is loaded with eggs. And usually when I go somewhere, I have to like find them, but this one was loaded with shrimp and eggs and everything. It was so much food with a great price.
Right.
And I had the chow mein, which a lot of food for one plate.
Okay.
Really thin noodles, which I liked, and they weren't dry or soggy. They were perfectly cooked, which I really liked.
Yeah.
My favorite was the pork soup dumplings. There was a certain way that you had to eat them. You had to bite the top off, and there was actually soup inside of it, and when you opened up, the steam just came right out of it.
And it was a big slurp, right?
It was big, yeah.
Let's everybody do the big slurp that you do with that.
I actually eat it a different way. I just put it all in my mouth.
You don't slurp it.
No,
you don't do the big slurp.
I just put it all in my mouth because it's just my favorite thing to get there, and it's super hot. So like on a cold day, if it's raining, then the pork steamed dumplings are my favorite.
Are your favorite? What else do you get? Because you've been going for so long with your family.
So these are kind of new for me, but they're fried crab claws, and they have kind of like a shrimp outer rim, and then they have a big crab claw inside. So you grab it by the crab claw and just kind of like dip it into the sauce and then just eat it. So I really enjoy that.
So Bobby, did you have anything else?
Yeah, I had the barbecue pork puff, and that was really good because the dough was really sweet, and on the inside, the pork was really savory, and it was really cool because it was sweet and savory.
At the same time.
I actually had coffee pork ribs, which I've never heard of before, and something that was very unique on the side was whipped cream, which I did try one with the whipped cream, and it wasn't my cup of tea, but I liked it without the whipped cream. And it was a very unique flavor. Most ribs just taste the same.
Have you ever had that dish with the whipped cream on the side?
I've actually never had that. I had the siu mai, which was a pork dim sum. The skin around it was super good. I loved the pork. It was super hot when you bit into it, and they were pretty big, so they definitely filled me up. We ordered a lot.
Yeah, keep going, keep going.
So ever since I could remember, I would love this thing called jin mein, which is fried chow mein basically, it's crunchy on the outside, and then when you cut into it, it's soft and has a bunch of that sauce that they pour on top. So it has bok choy in the sauce, and they just have a bunch of vegetables in the sauce, which is great. And I love the crunchy noodles. And also, one of the last dishes we had was the pork bao. Different than other shops, they put this crunchy topping on top. My uncle said it was from Hong Kong, originally made it, and it just makes it really crunchy, and the texture is really good because the pork is sweet and salty.
Those baos are like buns of love, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're so good, huh? Did anybody have any room for anything sweet?
I did. I had the mango pudding, and it was really good because they had condensed milk on top of it, and it was really cool because you got to cut into it, and on the outside, it didn't really look like pudding, but when you cut into it, it was really soft in the inside.
We were about to get the mango pudding, but we ended up not getting it because we were just so stuffed with all the food they gave us. We had a lot of leftovers for the next day, so we kind of got to bring the restaurant home.
So you got
with
some
us.
good value then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
This is your spot, Ava. Give us a quick summary.
If you want a really home-cooked family place, then Lai Hong is the place to go.
Okay, and Caroline.
If you're looking for a very, you want the experience of Chinese food with classic dishes, then Lai Hong Lounge is the place to go.
Okay, and Bobby.
If you love dim sum, make sure to check out Lai Hong Lounge's giant menu.
All right, if you would like to try Lai Hong Lounge, it's on Powell near Broadway in San Francisco. It's open every day for lunch and early dinner, and the average tab per person is around $25. Football, basketball, soccer, you name the sport and chances are Bobby's played it. This all-around athlete is equally passionate about pizza, especially wood-fired, thin-crust, creatively topped pizzas. He enjoys them piping hot alongside equally inventive small plates at his Slick Pick, Vesta in downtown Redwood City.
Vesta is named after the Roman goddess of hearth, home, and family, and she was symbolized by fire.
The atmosphere that we've created here at Vesta, I believe, caters to everybody. You could have a date night here, you could have a work lunch here, you can come in with your family. I grew up in this building since I was 6 years old. My parents started Cafe Brony here, and they later moved to Menlo Park. So I spent a lot of my childhood down here. My wife and I were moving back up to open up a restaurant. We really wanted to come in here, even though my dad kept saying no, he owns the building. And we finally talked him into it.
Well, we love dynamic flavors. A lot of the recipes come out of our palette for a flavor play in a dish.
I love the wood fire. I like my food charred. You know, it brings out a little bit more flavor. I like my vegetables charred, so our Brussels sprouts are charred, our cauliflower's charred, our carrots are charred, and I enjoy the char from the pizza. A lot of people assume that being that it is pizza is that we source everything out from Italy like a lot of places do. We do the opposite. We source locally. We do local and organic.
On our menu, we separate the pizzas. We have red pies, differentiated from the white. Because there's some people who are like red pie only people. But if they're adventurous and try one of the white pies, I think they'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay, what are some of the favorite things that you have about Vesta?
I like sitting in the front room, the first room that they have, because when it gets to a certain point, like 7 o'clock, the lights start to dim. And it's kind of cool when that happens because it makes you feel really cozy. And the pizza oven is really cool because it's made out of bricks and you can see the fire. It's really cool.
Well, is there a particular dish that you love when you go in there?
There's a lot of appetizers to choose from. My favorite one is probably the mushroom toast. It sounds kind of weird, but it's really good. It's
not weird, it's good.
It's really good. It comes with cut up mushrooms. And there's this really savory sauce that goes on it.
Yeah, I actually had the mushroom toast, and it came on this really skinny platter just lined up like almost a whole loaf of bread. And it did look a little unappetizing, but once you got it, it just like melted in your mouth. And I wish I had more of that. It was really, really good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Huh? What did you start with?
So I started with meatballs, and I love meatballs, so obviously I was intrigued. These were a bit different though because they weren't served with marinara sauce, but then they had Parmesan cheese and arugula on top, which was really cool.
I also love the polenta with pork shoulder and cabbage. So it's kind of like, it comes in like a group. So you kind of put it all together like a sandwich. And it's really good.
Okay, it's pizza time.
Yes.
Pizza, 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 pizza.
My favorite is the sausage honey pizza. So I love honey on sausage because my dad is originally from Chicago.
Me too.
Awesome. So my dad taught me that I should put honey on my pizza. It sounds
delicious.
Delicious, and it tastes delicious.
Yeah.
There's mascarpone cheese on it, and it's really creamy. And it's not like regular mozzarella. It tastes like butter. And it's really creamy. I love it.
It tastes like butter.
So good. We got 2 big pizzas because my family loves pizza. We grew up with it and everything. And the serrano pepper pizza, my dad had a bite and he's like, well, those are way too spicy. Caroline, take those off. So I did, and I bit right where one was sitting, and
You're on fire, huh?
I could not
Those
handle
are hot.
myself.
Those serrano peppers are hot.
Those were very, very hot. But I had the brown sugar lemonade, which was the freshest tasting lemonade I've ever had. So that helped me. And I love the pesto pizza. It was very fresh, like basil, not too garlicky, with mozzarella. And the crust was thin, which I'm usually used to the thick crust, but I still really liked it.
Right. I had the burrata basil, so I got a lot of cheese flavor, and the basil was put on there really nicely, and I really love the burrata.
You were making the perfect bite.
Oh, yes, right? I love, oh my gosh, I could go for that right now. So good.
So we had pizzas, we had appetizers. What about any of those desserts? Caroline was the first one in there, so.
That's what I drew on the board.
You drew the dessert you had there on the board?
Yeah.
I love it.
So I had the fresh mint gelato, and usually gelato's kind of bland tasting, but this one, it was thick and creamy, and it kind of reminded me of gum. Spearmint gum. Like when you just pop a piece, that's what it tasted like.
But it was fresh.
But in the good way. Like I would go back there just to get that.
Yeah. So my favorite dessert that they have there is the dulce de leche gelato, and dulce de leche is kind of like caramel, but it's from Mexico. And I really like that because there's like little salt chunks in the gelato, and it's very creamy.
You guys had good desserts. Did you like the atmosphere and the ambiance of the place?
Yeah, so I really loved the service. I think it was great. They checked like if we need more water, and they were really nice. And then I got to sit like in the back room, the back patio, and it was really pretty, and It just felt really cozy, but yet open, and it was a really good experience overall.
All right, your spot, Bobby. Wrap it up for us.
If you're looking for a very cozy place that has fresh ingredients and toppings and amazing crust, Vesta is the place to be.
All right, and Caroline?
If you're looking for a very casual atmosphere with plants everywhere and great pizzas with fresh ingredients, then Vesta is the place to go.
Okay, and Ava?
If you're looking for a nice place to go with friends for really great Italian food, Vesta's the place to go.
If you would like to try Vesta, it's on Broadway in Redwood City. It's open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday, closed on Sunday and Monday, and the average tab per person is around $30. I have to thank my fun guests on this week's show. Caroline, who stays on par at Urban Putt in San Francisco. Ava, who craves the crispy chow mein at Lai Hong Lounge, also in San Francisco. And Bobby, who swears by pizza with honey at Vesta in Redwood City. So join us next time when 3 more guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sbrocco, and I'll see you then. Bring it up, guys. Come on. Whoa! Did you have fun? We really want to hear about your experiences at any of the restaurants we've been talking about. So keep in touch with us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And don't forget that you can watch any of the shows on our website at kqed.org/checkplease. It's where you'll find links to the restaurants we visited today.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by
Cooking is the first kind of love you know. It was starting when I was a child, with my grandmother doing fresh pasta, and now I transmit it to all the guests. It's something made especially for them.
Oceana Cruises, proud sponsor of Check Please Bay Area.
It's the national recognition for healthcare equality. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health.
the Bay Area airport that's close and reliable. iFlyOAK.com. Total Wine & More offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More now with 9 Bay Area locations. TotalWine.com.
At Redwood Credit Union, we help people achieve their financial goals together, offering customized full-service personal and business banking for the North Bay and San Francisco. Redwood Credit Union.
What is the craziest thing you've ever eaten? Like, I've eaten crocodile, and maybe it was alligator.
I think I've eaten crickets at a baseball game.
Bring over the popcorn and the crickets!
Mini cooked octopus with an egg yolk in it.
I had snail. Well, I didn't really have it. I kind of put it back in my napkin. Everyone thinks I ate it, but we're just gonna
Well,
keep
the
it
truth
at
is
that.
out now.